What's going on, my beautiful people from YouTube? I want to talk to you guys about the most profitable crypto miner in existence. It was just announced this week, and I'm already hashing away with it. That's right, you can get into it as well. And I'll explain how all of this works, but this unit is 4 times more powerful than its competitor. It uses less electricity, which is just crazy. Lower power consumption, 4 times the output. It's just incredible what they've been able to do. And this is all thanks to BITMAIN. That's right, it's an Antminer. They've been doing this for a little while. They are like the biggest ones in the game. And once they decide to get into something, they tend to make it just right, I guess you can say. And they're looking to be the leading provider for Kadena miners. That's right, the most profitable miner right now that was just announced this week is a Kadena, a K3A miner. Now, how does this all work? What's the catch? Because there kind of is a catch, and I want to make sure you guys don't get caught by this. Well, I'm going to go over all of that, the details, the numbers. But first, thank you so much for joining the channel. I'm Vic. I've been mining cryptocurrencies for over a decade, and I've made a lot of money, and I've lost a ton of money as well. So my goal here is just to give you a little bit of info, trying to get you guys up to speed as far as what's going on in this market. Not only that, hopefully prevent you guys from making the same mistakes I've made in the past. Not trying to give you guys financial advice, but instead showing you how things work, showing you what I'm doing in this space, and hopefully you can learn from my mistakes. And if you see something that works, hey, jump on it, do your thing, but please do your research. Make sure that you're doing your due diligence when it comes to all of these things. Leave a comment down below, and I would love to find out from you guys. Do you all think that cloud mining is a good idea? And if so, how? Like, I'm just trying to get an understanding of where people stand, because there is a difference between a hosted miner and just purchasing hash rate. What would what would be your go-to? What would you prefer? Buying hash rate, or, buying a miner and having it at a, location where the electricity costs are low? Leave that comment down below, and I'll definitely be able to do a drawing so you guys can win some cool stuff. Now, the Antminer that was just announced, it is a Ka3. Why is it a Ka3? I have no idea. People like threes, I guess. But it is a beast. I mean, we're talking about 166 terahash of power on this thing, and it's all for K3A. It's better than anything that's been out there right now. At what, $1.57, this thing can make you $83 a day, about $600 a week, $2,600 a month, and over $31,000 a year. And that's at the current token price, which a lot of people know is quite low. But wait, let's not focus on the lows, let's focus on the highs. Monday, they held a press conference to go over what this mythical creature was all about. And we had some pretty cool people. So BITMAIN put this together, and they had their, head of marketing. They had, from Antpool, which is their own private pool where you can mine Kadena now as well. They had their senior, engineer, their dev there, the big guy, and then Kadena. They joined the fun. So we had both Doug and Tyler. And Doug is, the director of engineering for Kadena. Tyler is the guy who is basically trying to convert things into layman's terms and get people to buy into the idea. 2 other people that you all should know about: Matthew, who's a super good dude. He's the one running the Kadena Mining Club. He's essentially selling NFTs, and those NFTs equate to hash power. So you can actually, mine Kadena with NFTs. It's a pretty cool thing. I'll make sure to add a link to his Discord so you guys can know exactly what's going on over there if you're interested. But beyond that, they had Brandon. And people were not going, let's go, Brandon, promise you. They were trying to show that they have a new partnership. And anytime BITMAIN announces a partnership, you better believe it that their money is in it, that they're backing it themselves. It's not like a separate entity. So Brandon is from a company called Hash Frog, and that's how they're launching these miners. Bottom line, when it comes to BITMAIN, they covered a lot of things in their next conference, and I'll link to it because I did stream it so you guys can actually go back and watch the entire thing. But BITMAIN said that they are super pumped about proof of work, that they believe in proof of work. It's something that they've been into forever. I think it's 2013, if I'm not mistaken, when BITMAIN first started getting into this game. And they also said that they like Kadena, and what Kadena is building makes sense, which is why after looking into it, they decided to, you know what, we're going to put together a miner of our own that can, mine KDA tokens. And here we are asking ourselves, so what does this all mean? Why are there more people on this call? Why are you talking about some, cloud mining hash frog thing? Well, that's where the bad news comes in. So here are the lows. You can't buy the miner. All you can do right now is actually buy the hash rate. They're not selling the miner itself, and it's really cumbersome. And I would say that the cost for that hash rate is sort of high. And I'm not super thrilled with the way that it's been laid out and how it works. But I did buy it. I did buy some hash rate because I want to tell you guys how it works. I did not, spend all my money on it. I spent a little bit of money just to see how this thing would actually, work, if the platform is functional, if things work like they're supposed to. And I will definitely report back and let you guys know how that's going. But it's just a little test with a couple of $100 to show you guys, if this thing is viable or not, because you gotta look at the details. And that's the thing that people, will not tell you all the time. If you look at the profitability of this miner, I mean, you're talking about, a miner that's making a ton of cash. And if we look at miner stat, you can see that it's $85 that it's listing. I'm not putting electricity in here just because it's not fair. Everybody has different electricity costs, so you can deduct that from the bottom line at the end of the day. But it is 3,154 watts of power consumption. So it's nice and dandy. It's mining like crazy. But when we take a look at what the best hash rates out there right now, we have miners that can hash at 32 terahash. This one is 166. But that 32 is pretty high when it comes to the wattage. So the one that people say that is most efficient, the best one right now, it's going to be the Gold Shell KD Max. All right. Does it make sense? Does this miner actually make sense? I would say yes, if I was able to tell you the price. But they were so kind as to not allow anybody to understand the price. And that's the biggest pet peeve. It's when questions about pricing came up, they simply brushed it off. And the excuse was, we are going to test this. And, we want to hear from you how much it should cost. That's just a cop-out answer. And I don't think anybody was thrilled with it. I will tell you right now, I want it to cost $0. I would like you to send it to me for free. I think everybody would feel that way if they were asked about it. But let's break those numbers down. And I want to show you something before I go crazy with numbers, because I have a lot of numbers to show you. I want you to understand that Kadena's difficulty is increasing. And recently, it's been increasing really, really fast. If you take a look at this difficulty chart, it's going up higher and higher and higher. And it's not pretty if you're looking at, to get miners, because it's gonna be less and less and less and less profitable for you to mine KDA, because your hash rate won't go, won't do as much as it used to. And yes, there is a way of making it more profitable if the token price goes up. But at the end of the day, what Kadena, in my opinion, really needs, and I may sound like a broken record here, is more stuff. And with stuff comes transactions. So as more people build on the platform, more transactions are going to be flowing through it. And the more transactions you have, the more rewards miners are going to be able to earn. That's kind of the bottom line of this whole thing. So keep that in mind. The difficulty is increasing, but it could, still be profitable. It's still profitable, but it could be better. Let's say it that way. It could be more better if we had more transactions going on. It's kind of how things roll, where we stand right now, but it is what it is. Let's, break these numbers down, because at the end of the day, it's what matters. It's what you guys need to know to make an educated decision about this whole thing. All right, let's kick off some numbers with the numbers everybody loves to talk about, which is 166 terahash means about 54 KDA every single day. That's about 85 bucks every day. That's 600 a week, 2,600 a month, and $31,000 every single year if things stayed as is. That's what you got to keep in mind. Keep that in the back of your mind. So the earnings today might not be the earnings tomorrow, even with 166 terahash of computing power. Remember, as the difficulty goes up, things change, including the earnings. But if these numbers were to say, let's say stay static, right? And those earnings, let's say you didn't sell or something along those lines. So this is the fun math that everybody likes to do. If KDA was at $5, it would be $270 every single day, $1,900 every single week, $8,200 a month, and $100,000 a year with one miner. Double that, and I mean, yeah, you guessed it. You know, a year you're going to be able to make what, $200,000 with one miner, and this is like not too far-fetched because it's very possible for KDA to reach, you know, $10 in the near future. And the best example of that is that, I mean, KDA has reached over 25. I think it was at 28 or something along those lines. So at let's say 25, right? You're talking about $1,350 every single day. That's $9,500 a week. That's $41,000 a month. $41,000 a month. That's wild. And obviously it's $500,000 every single year from one miner if the price of KDA were to be at $25. That all sounds nice, but let's talk about the numbers that impact all of us right now when it comes to this mining. The best HashFrog cloud mining rates you could get right now. I mean, they have a lot of different options, right? And they break things down a little different and doesn't make a lot of sense. If you just went straight with the numbers and you compared apples to apples, sure, it makes a lot of sense, but they need to be a little bit more careful the way they lay things out. And here's what I mean by that. The best possible discount, it's $120, right? Because if you spend more than $5,000, you can get $120 off. That's the coupon they have going on right now. So if you want to get, you know, $120 off at 60 days, you need to go all the way up to 230 terahash. At 90 days, 160. For 120 days, it's 130, and for 180 days, it's going to be 70 terahash of computing power you're going to need there. And the rates will go down. So starting, you know, from the bottom up, you're talking about 41 cents a tera, you know, per terahash every single day. Then 40 cents. Then you get down to about 38.5, and then 37.7. Does it make sense? That's what I need all of you guys to actually stop and think about, because they provide you with even more numbers on their website. And I don't want to just tell you to blindly, oh yeah, this makes the most sense, it's the best deal. So I went back and I said, you know what, let me take a look at the discounts. Let's go to the highest tier of $120, and let me calculate what the profit is going to be. And I'm taking these profit numbers as the static output that they have listed on their site, which again is not correct. They need to put a big bold letters there saying, hey, you are not going to make this much because the difficulty is going to increase. But just looking at that, it turns out that the 90-day cycle shows to have the best profit output, because in 90 days you're able to get $2,136. And the lower the time frame, the better you're going to be, because difficulty increases over time, so you earn less over time. So the sooner you can capitalize on that, the better. So I was again thrown off, like, man, these numbers are just all over the place. What is going on? I don't understand why they decided to go this route. And I did more digging. I said, why not? Let's go crazy. If we're doing charts and numbers, let's keep going. What if we went lower? What if we turned this thing upside down? We said, you know what? We're gonna go with the 60 days. And what is the 60-day going to look like? And turns out it's a really good deal. That, you know, lowest tier, which is the 10 terahash for 60 days, you end up getting almost an 8% discount. So, and this is what I signed up for, to give it a try, give it a trial run to let you guys know how it works. So I'm actually only paying 0.38 and a half, so 38 and a half cents per terahash per day. It's the best discount there is. There's nothing beats it because it's a low entry number and you get $20 off. It's 8% off of a discount. And again, in my opinion, this is not, there's nothing factual here because we just don't know what the volume is going to be, the transactional volume, or the difficulty, how it's going to increase. But I can tell you right now that I'd rather have my KDA sooner rather than later, which means that having a shorter time frame is better than having a longer time frame, in my opinion. Either way, I still think that it's too expensive. So it doesn't mean too much. So this is the bare minimum terahash you can get from any of the plans. And again, you're going to get the best discount with the lower price point at that 60-day. Keep in mind that once you use the coupon inside of the account you create, you will no longer be able to use that coupon again. So you'd have to create another account and send it to a different wallet. Actually, you might be able to send it to the same wallet, but you need a different email address. So if you have your own domain name, it's easy. You just have multiple redirects and everything. But do keep that in mind. It could be a hassle if you're just trying to set up a bunch of these to get the best possible return as quickly as possible at the best price, because it ends up being cheaper if you just sign up for 60 days, 10 terahash over and over and over and over again, because you're getting that $20 discount, which is about 8% of your total purchase price for that, those 10 terahash for 60 days. So kind of crazy to think about it that way, but that's how it works. Regardless, still expensive, still not your miner. I know, we like to say that, not your key, not your coins, not your miner, not your terahash. I don't know if this would necessarily apply the way this is going, but it's just something to keep in mind to make sure that you guys understand that this is definitely a different way of doing things. This is not like somebody is hosting your miner. This is just you're paying for a portion of the terahash. So, and like I said, not even half of what they expect to sell. It's not selling. The Telegram group is kind of dead. I don't see this going very far, simply because the cost is way too high and the support isn't necessarily there. I mean, you guys saw it on the, on that little conference thing that they had. Brandon basically said, yeah, I'm not going to answer anything right now. I'm going to go to sleep. It's 11 o'clock. So take it for what it's worth. People are going to do what they want. It's not whatever. Like, BITMAIN does what they want, guys. They are huge. They're a ginormous company. They can do whatever they want. They're not going to stop mining. They're mining. It's worthwhile for them. That company, Hashfrog, it's a BITMAIN company. They're registered on the same GoDaddy account. If you look at the domain names, there's tons of things that you got to look, a little deeper to understand what's actually happening. And that's the goal of these videos, trying to give you a little bit more insight than what the normal person will say. Is like, oh my God, this is amazing. This is incredible numbers. Go buy it. Go spend your money. No, don't go spend your money. Do the research. Figure out what's happening. Watch my video. Watch somebody else's video. Go look it up for yourself. Go to BITMAIN, BITMAIN's website. Go to all of these guys and look into it, because details are important. Hash rate, I believe, is too expensive. Again, I did purchase it because I told you guys I would, and I'd follow up and tell you how it works, if it works, and all that good stuff. So I'm doing it. I do have an account. I set it all up, did the whole thing, and I'll let you guys know how it actually works long term. But I'm not gonna, buy into this whole thing just because the profitability isn't what I would expect from a miner, especially with the difficulty going up. And that's the main thing that I'm going to keep going back to. You guys need to understand that it becomes less profitable the more miners that are online. So be careful, make good decisions when it comes to your miners out there. Yes, if KDA goes back to that $25 plus, we're all sitting pretty, which is great, but you can't count on that. You need to make sure that you're making decisions based on what's going on right now so that you can win long term. And I need to do a giveaway for this video. I usually always do a giveaway, so I'm going to insert this at the beginning probably so you guys know about this. So leave a comment down below, and I would love to find out from you guys. Do you all think that cloud mining is a good idea? And if so, how? Like, I'm just trying to get an understanding of where people stand, because there is a difference between a hosted miner and just purchasing hash rate. What would what would be your go-to? What would you prefer? Buying hash rate, or, buying a miner and having it at a, location where the electricity costs are low? Leave that comment down below, and I'll definitely be able to do a drawing so you guys can win some cool stuff. And yeah, we do talking about Kadena. I'm going to make sure you guys know about this. Doing every Thursday on Twitter, we're doing spaces covering information in regards to what is going on in this ecosystem, what projects are going on out there, who's building, what are they building, and are they good peoples? We have a good time. I would love to invite all of you guys to come check it out, because it's a good time and short and sweet, but we do cover a ton of stuff. And K3A is, joining us this week alongside a few other people, which I actually got to look up, but it's coming out. You guys are gonna love it. Promise you. If you don't, just click the thumbs down on, on Twitter. There's no thumbs down on Twitter. Y'all are awesome. I'm going to leave it here. You guys are great. If you haven't subscribed yet, make sure you hit that sub button, and I will see you guys on the next video. Have a great one. Take care.